What if your phone's camera could actually understand what you're looking at and do something smart about it? That's what Samsung is teasing with its upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7. But the way they're talking about it is, well, a little confusing. Their new teaser says, your smartphone camera now gets what you're looking at and responds. Cool, right? Except, what does that even mean? Let's break this down and see what we actually know about the Galaxy Z Fold 7's new camera and AI features, and why Samsung might be keeping things a little vague right now. So, here's what's going on. Samsung just dropped a teaser focused on the Galaxy Z Fold 7's camera and how it will use artificial intelligence. But instead of clear features or real examples, we got a lot of fancy lines that don't really explain anything. Still, there are some hints hiding in there. It sounds like Samsung wants to make the Fold 7's camera smarter than ever. Maybe smart enough to understand what's in front of it. So, imagine this. You point the camera at a landmark, a dish at a restaurant, or even your pet, and the phone doesn't just take a photo. It might recognize what's in the frame, suggest a better shooting mode, or even give you information about what you're looking at. That's where the AI part comes in. And since we're talking about a foldable, Samsung seems to be saying the bigger screen will make these AI-powered features feel more immersive. That could mean easier access to information while you're shooting, more space to see suggestions, or better use of split-screen multitasking with the camera app. There's also a chance Samsung is working more closely with Google on this. We might see tighter integration with Google Gemini, Google's AI assistant, which could help you point your phone at something and instantly learn more about it. Again, Samsung hasn't confirmed any of this yet, but it's likely they'll reveal more closer to the official launch. And speaking of the launch, here's what we know. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to launch in July, and Samsung has already teased that it will be their thinnest, lightest, and most durable foldable so far. That's a big deal, especially for people who held off on previous models because of the thickness or weight. Samsung also mentioned that more teasers will roll out over the coming weeks, each one focusing on a different feature of the phone. So, while the camera and AI are the focus now, we'll likely hear more about battery life, performance, and other upgrades soon. Until then, it's a waiting game. So, what can we take away from all this? Samsung wants the Galaxy Z Fold 7 to feel smarter, faster, and more helpful. The camera isn't just about taking pictures anymore. It's about reacting to what you see and maybe even helping you understand it. But with vague wording and lots of unanswered questions, we'll need to wait for the official launch to see if these AI tools are truly useful or just another fancy feature we'll forget in a month. Have you ever tried capturing a perfect photo at night and it just didn't look right? Either it was too dark, too blurry, or just lacked the punch you expected? Well, Huawei might have found the answer with its brand new Pura 80 series. Huawei has just dropped a fresh teaser for the Pura 80, and this one is all about the main camera and video recording tricks. The teaser is only 39 seconds long, but it's enough to get people talking. And guess what? The phone is officially launching today, June 11th. Now, let's break down what this short teaser tells us. The first thing you notice is how the Pura 80 camera handles color. It's not just about taking colorful pictures, it's about capturing every shade, from bright reds and blues to the darkest blacks and deep shadows. With just one tap, it promises a perfectly balanced photo, no matter how bright or dark the scene is. And that's not just a marketing line. Huawei says this phone can record vivid videos, and they really mean vivid. We're talking about richer colors, better contrast, and more detail in every frame. The teaser shows how the video recording changes when moving from a well-lit area into a darker one. But instead of losing clarity, the video actually gets clearer. It's almost like night mode turns on by itself, but without losing the real look of the scene. So how is Huawei doing this? They haven't shared all the details yet, but the teaser hints at some powerful camera hardware and smart image processing. Basically, the camera adjusts things like color range, sharpness, and saturation in real time, making everything look more alive and true to life, especially in tricky lighting conditions. The teaser also shows that the Pura 80 can handle scenes with both bright and dark areas, like shooting a person in front of a sunset or capturing a city skyline at night. Normally, phones struggle with this kind of contrast, Either the bright part looks fine and the dark part becomes a shadowy mess, or it's the other way around. But Huawei says the Pura 80 keeps both parts sharp and clear. Earlier leaks hinted at some serious videography upgrades in the Pura 80 series. This teaser sort of confirms that. The camera seems to balance exposure and detail better than before, which should mean smoother, more natural videos. But Huawei doesn't stop at just regular photo or video shooting. The teaser gives us a quick peek at other modes too, possibly macro photography and better slow motion. It's not confirmed yet, but based on Huawei's history with camera tech, this could be one of their best efforts so far. There's a mysterious line in the teaser that says, "Between light and darkness, the show begins." It's a pretty bold statement, but looking at how the camera handles lighting shifts, it could be a hint that the Pura 80 is really built to shine in all types of lighting. While the exact camera specs, like megapixels or sensor size, haven't been revealed yet, it's clear that Huawei is trying to bring high-end camera tech to everyday users. Is Samsung really playing it safe, or just falling behind? If you've been waiting for a big battery upgrade on the next Galaxy Ultra, you might want to lower your expectations. Because according to a very reliable source, the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra will once again have, you guessed it, the same 5,000 mAh battery. Let's be honest, battery life is one of the biggest things we care about in a phone. It decides how long we can scroll, stream, take photos, or just get through the day without running to a charger. So you'd expect that phones would be getting better and better at this, right? Well, that's not what's happening with Samsung's top-tier phones. The Galaxy S26 Ultra, expected next year, is rumored to come with the same 5,000 mAh battery as last year. And even if Samsung does decide to bump it up slightly, the source says it'll still be under 5,400 mAh. Now let's talk about why this matters. Other companies, especially some Chinese brands like Xiaomi and Oppo, are now putting 7,000 mAh batteries into their phones. That's nearly 40% more power than what Samsung's Ultra model will offer. Even more interesting, they're using new dense battery technologies. These batteries don't take up more space, but they pack in more power. Meanwhile, Samsung seems to be moving at a much slower pace. Some people believe this is because of the Galaxy Note 7 incident from years ago, where phones were catching fire due to battery problems. Samsung has since been extra careful. And maybe that's a good thing. Safety first, right? But at the same time, the competition isn't waiting around. It's not just the Ultra model. The recently discussed Galaxy S25 Edge reportedly has a 3,900 mAh battery, and the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to come with just 4,400 mAh. That's pretty low, especially for phones with big displays and high refresh rates. And let's not forget charging speeds. While phones from brands like Realme and OnePlus can charge up to 120 watts, Samsung is sticking with 45-watt wired charging, the same as before. That means it will take noticeably longer to fully charge your phone. So what's the strategy here? Why aren't Samsung, Apple, or even Google pushing harder on battery improvements? One big reason is market demand, especially in the United States. Chinese phone makers who offer these better batteries don't sell as many devices in the US, so brands like Samsung and Apple don't feel much pressure to match them. Instead of putting bigger batteries inside, Apple is reportedly working on software-based solutions to stretch battery life. One of these is expected to be called Apple Intelligence, which might come with the next iPhones. But at the end of the day, it's still not a real hardware upgrade. And speaking of Apple, there's talk of a new iPhone 17 Air that will focus on being slimmer.